Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Karen About Wrestling. I'm your host, Karen the Intern, and as usual, we have an excellent show in store for you tonight. But first, a little bit of housekeeping. So, want to get some tickets to live shows? You got to check out 365prowrestling.com for that and everything. 365 Nation. Also, have you ever thought about becoming a wrestler maybe? Maybe my guest tonight has. Well, let me tell you, you can check out the Pro Wrestling Academy on all of our socials, and we will get you all the info you need if that is what you're thinking you might want to do, which would be really cool. And also, we'd love it if you like, subscribe, leave a comment. All that kind of engagement is also amazing. All right, you guys, I'm excited. Let's get right into it. So, I think 3 matches in now, a student of the Pro Wrestling Academy. We're going to talk about all of this stuff, including the match that I saw on Saturday night. Without further ado, Kasha. Kasha, hello, my dear. I love the fan.
My queen, let
Oh.
me give you a little fan.
I love that.
My fans, a fan for a fan.
A fan for a fan. Girl, got it going on.
Thanks for that.
So happy to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Really,
Absolutely.
It means a lot for me. Thank you.
Yes, no, I definitely wanted to have you on. You're new to kind of the
Girl's been waiting. Trust me.
Yeah.
She's been waiting.
Okay.
A special invitation.
Well, now you're here,
She's here.
and it's exciting. You've got a few matches under your belt now,
Yes, I do.
so you've got definitely some stuff to talk about.
We
for
do.
sure.
We do.
So, let's get right into it. So I was in a match on Saturday, and it was a rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yes.
Had to do that.
Well, of course.
Tempted to pick up that mic and just like really mess with the audio.
I mean,
Shut down YouTube. Yeah.
oh, we're coming in hot, folks. Tonight we are coming in hot. I love it. I love it. Okay, but seriously, Rumble. How many people in the ring?
I think there was about 12 of us. I'm going to say 12.
That's a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah. It was our whole academy, minus the people that were part of King of the Island.
Right.
And we had Johnny come join us, which was fun.
Yes.
And
Johnny Roston.
Johnny Roston, and Lack.
Lack Siddhartha, you guys.
Legend, the monster, self-proclaimed.
Yeah, but I mean, let's face it, when he comes into that ring and he does that whole like upside down thing, and you're like I mean,
It's like, whoa.
it's like you don't want any part of that.
No. And his splashes are incredible. I always feel sorry for whoever's in those corners, in those opposite corners.
Oh, right?
To have that man coming at you and like, and then right up, like,
And he just goes back and
And
forth,
forth,
back and forth, back and forth. It's quite something to see.
he's a living legend and very privileged to have been in the ring with him.
Absolutely.
Very special.
Yeah, and that, I wanted to bring that up too. Like, there was a lot, you mentioned there was a lot of students in the ring that night, but there was also a lot of like folks that have been around wrestling and 365 a lot longer, and kind of the mentors and that sort of thing. And so
we are.
yeah, yes. And so a chance to like wrestle against these folks in a big
Right, because normally I wouldn't be in the ring with like Josh or Rat Dad or
Right.
so that was really fun. That was really fun. Just change of energy.
Absolutely. And so the objective of the match was, to like get them over the top rope, and their legs had to or their feet had to hit the ground.
Yeah.
And so you tell me a little bit about like your kind of activities
Right.
that night.
She was busy. If you get to watch it, you'll see her running around, fanning all her fallen wrestlers when they took some bumps. I was just like coming in, checking in if they were okay, cooling them off, moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
A couple little like slaps with the fan. I was playing around with Becky, and she like gave me a couple really good elbows and some good kicks, and I was like, I understand the purpose of the royal belt. I understand what we're supposed to be doing, but I was also very confused as to why she was hitting me. And I was like, no, just let me just let me fan. So that was a fun moment. That was a really fun moment. And then I had another beautiful moment with Jared. Jared had set me up with Rad Dad. So Jared gave Rad Dad I'm pretty sure it was oh my gosh. I forget the name of the movie. Body slam. Sorry about that. Just kind of drew a blank. Called me over and I got to bounce off the ropes a couple of times and give Rad Dad a fun elbow with the fans.
Yes.
It was just like a fun little kitschy thing. The crowd loved it and responded to it. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought
I loved it.
I loved it.
We all loved it,
Right?
yes.
Right? And then as Jared and I were celebrating our little win and saying hi to all our fans, Josh eliminated both of us. Out over the ropes we went. And well, we took a couple of minutes, Jared and I again on the ground, just like cooling each other off. And that was my moment in the Rumble.
That was great. I mean, it was of anybody to get eliminated by.
Yeah.
I mean, the Kimono Dragon, Doc Cadwell. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
People.
I mean, yeah, I have the mixed feelings about it myself, honestly. I don't know, but
Josh evokes a lot of mixed feelings in people.
in general. My very first interview ever was with Josh Cadwell. Go back into the 365, not like right now. But
Oh, yeah.
after you watch this, go back into the 365 Pro Wrestling YouTube channel.
Okay.
The very first episode of Caring About Wrestling was with Josh Cadwell.
No way. I think I need to watch that.
Yes. And I think this is episode 43, you guys. So that's crazy. We've done 43 episodes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's big.
Right? Yeah.
43. Amazing.
Yeah. But anyway, this isn't about me.
Sorry,
I'm making it about me.
We're sharing the screen.
This chit chat. His girlfriend's having a chat.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. All right. So back to the wrestling.
Yes, back to wrestling.
So you mentioned the fan.
Yep.
So the fan was definitely part of your
Very much so.
wrestling at the Rumble.
Yeah.
And so what do you see with the fan? Is this you? Is the fan like
She's me.
I'm
her. It feels so good. It's definitely the fan has come out as a part of my entrance. The couple of times that I got to enter.
Yes.
Would love to have it as a part of like a regular in the ring, but we'll see how that goes. I am cultivating my own fan club. All my fans. Right.
Yes. No, I love it. I see already where you're going with this.
Right.
Watch for the merch.
Watch for the merch. It's gonna be fun, and I'm really looking forward to like coming out, waving my fan, and then seeing the response from my fans.
Yes. It's all coming full circle now, isn't it? Indeed. All right. So now you mentioned that you had a couple of other matches before the Rumble.
Mhm.
And so who did you face off with?
Bella Valentine.
Bella Valentine.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about those matches.
Yeah, so Bella's strong. She's a big hitter.
Oh yeah.
She likes the power moves. She gives me a run. She gives me a run for my money. Like she's definitely a tough competitor. But just because you might be stronger than me doesn't mean that you're faster.
True.
I feel like, there's speed and there's strength, and not to say like intelligence, but not to say that she's not intelligent, but like there's different ways of out competing somebody that you might not necessarily think that you can.
Yeah.
you
Or like a
know?
conventional way.
In a conventional way, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
No, I've enjoyed my matches with her. Definitely. It's definitely we started out actually our very, very first match was in Quadripalooza.
Ooh,
Yeah, so that was
it's big.
it was super impromptu. It was literally just kind of as we both started at the academy. It was like a 5 minute kind of like a little spot, first to three takedowns. I cheated, so I got myself disqualified, and like it is what it is. So her and I have been coming up together, and it's a pleasure to be in the ring with her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's super I mean, everybody's talented.
Mhm.
Like she's great. I love her whole kind of fit, you know?
Right?
It's
Man
awesome.
eater,
Yes.
let's go.
And I actually love like the contrast between the two of you in the ring is so epic. Like in terms of like she's like really brightly colored.
Right. I'm just like the black swan, like ah.
Yes, it's just like a complete like the gloves, the whole bit, right?
Right.
Like it's so cool just to see that contrast. I love that so much. So you got disqualified. What
Mhm.
about the second?
The second match was our student showcase, and she kicked my butt that time. That time.
Not gonna happen again?
No, well, it didn't happen again because I guess I'm gonna call it our third match, second match, third match. It was her and I in Campbell River, and I got that girl to tap tap tap.
She got
Her out.
You
Got her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was
Good
a
job.
fun submission move,
Love that.
and got the queen to tap on the mat, and she won.
I love that. So are you I mean, let me ask you, in terms of your wrestling style, do you think do you lean more heavily into, you know, maybe some high flying stuff or power moves, or are you more into like that submission area?
Yeah, so high flying, the top of the ropes, not gonna lie, scares me. But maybe like, with some more practice and confidence, that will change at this time. No, big power moves. I'm little. I'm little, so I feel like, the rolls kind of like lower flips. Submission is a bit more my style
Yeah.
because I can move quicker rather than like try to lift somebody up and like, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
do that kind of damage. I feel like I can do the same sort of damage by putting them into a move and getting them to tap out.
Yes.
I feel like it's a little bit more, it's even more empowering,
Mm.
to be honest.
Yes.
Like then to have somebody down in like 1, 2, 3 count, for me to like have them conscious and be like, I can't like
Yes. But you have to make sure that you keep them away from the ropes.
right.
Otherwise, they have a little out there.
Right.
And we all don't like that necessarily.
This is
What
true.
happens to us, right?
This is true.
I'm saying this like I'm a wrestler.
Yeah. You know your stuff. You've talked to me enough
I mean,
us that you're like,
yeah.
could be.
True. And actually, it's funny. My brother happens to be in town right now,
Yeah.
and so I brought him to the wrestling show, and so
Yes.
we spent a lot of time kind of reminiscing about how him and I used to watch old school WWF back in the day. You know, in the '80s, like Hulk
Right.
Hogan, Macho Man.
Was that your time?
That was my era for
Uh-huh.
wrestling. That was when I loved it kind of the most.
Okay.
And yeah, so every Saturday, my brother and my dad and I would be watching wrestling, and yeah.
I got into wrestling when I was in my teens, so I was like, I was Attitude Era.
Oh, okay, yes.
Very much so.
Yes.
Attitude Era. Like that was my, I guess, introduction to wrestling, and like that, like I was watching, Monday Night. I was like, whatever I could. MTV reality shows about like just give it all to me. And then it changed. It changed. The wrestling, the storyline changed. Not gonna lie, I think what turned, so China was a big, sorry, I'm all over the place right now.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
No, I love it. Tell me about your whole wrestling journey.
Yeah, so
yeah.
when in the Attitude Era, China was like, I was a fangirl
Yeah.
of hers. She was this stoic, badass woman.
Like Cena.
That's exactly
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
would take a man and like beat the shit out of, like,
Yeah.
just like was able to stand up for herself, looked strong, and I feel like was a amazing representation of women being badass women,
Yes.
not girly girls. So I really, really admired her. Like every time she came in, it was just like I didn't even care what else was happening. It was like my eyes were on her. Even though she didn't wrestle that much, was her presence was, I think, the most powerful of it all. Just her standing in there. Again, her wrestling career wasn't very big, wasn't very long. She was in and out, but like, yeah, just fangirl.
Yeah.
China fangirl.
100%.
Yeah, and then wrestling changed. The women's wrestling changed.
Yeah.
It became a lot more like lingerie and I like distinctly remember being like, I'm gonna change the channel. I didn't even want to watch women's wrestling,
Yeah.
which is like really sad.
Yeah.
Because it was like, yeah, the woman came on and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna watch something else because that like I wasn't resonating. It wasn't the way I felt women need to be represented in anything really, in any sport, in any show, in anything, not just in wrestling. So that's kind of too bad.
Yeah.
I'm like talking about it, I'm like, oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I didn't want to watch women's wrestling. What? Like now I'm like, ladies.
I mean,
Ladies, never mind the men. Like,
yeah. Agreed, but I also think that wrestling has gone through another evolution around that whole
Very
way.
much so.
And like when I go to 365 shows, what I see is like the respect for the women wrestling.
very much so. They bring it. The women, the energy that the women bring into the ring, it's unmatched by the men. Sorry, guys, but it's true.
Yeah.
I feel like there's just like a different energy, and I don't know if that's just like naturally in us or if it's like something like proofs. I don't know. Like I think it's like just a whole umbrella full of things. But yeah, I really enjoy watching the women, and it's also more relatable for me.
True. Obvi. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I watching Liza, and you know what I mean, or any of the queens,
Yeah.
where I was just like, I'm inspired by them. I can almost like see myself in some of them and be like, oh, that's really cool. You know what I mean? And the different wrestling styles that I feel like, yeah, I can relate to.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Very, very powerful, amazing women in 365. Okay, so speaking of that, we are going to have to take a little commercial break.
Okay.
Believe it or not, we're so batteries there. I know, right? So don't you guys go anywhere. We will be right back with more Caring About Wrestling and Kasha. YouTube channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. My guest this evening, Kasha.
Oh, thank you.
Are you having a good time so far?
I am.
Excellent. I know. So we ended the last segment talking about the ladies of 365, which again, super powerful, super amazing. These women are just like next level. Everyone
Beautiful representation of women's wrestling.
100%.
Yeah.
And a lot of respect from the other wrestlers. We were talking a little bit about the like kind of post attitude era, what was kind of how women were being represented in wrestling at that time, and how there's kind of been this shift now kind of back the other way, which is awesome. So I wanted to ask a little bit about, so without revealing any spoilers, of course, because make sure you watch 365 Pro Wrestling YouTube for all the live shows that happen. But there was, I can reveal, there was the ladies 365 belt up for grabs.
Yeah.
Liza Hall faced off against Rose.
She did.
And that was an epic
It was really good.
match.
It was really good. It was two incredibly talented women in the ring facing off each other, like, and really putting in the work to like win that belt, win that title. It was
Absolutely.
so fun.
So good to see.
It was really fun to watch Rose
Yes.
come back.
Yes.
So before I was a student, obviously I was a fan. And I was such a fangirl of Rose. And I got to tell her that this weekend. I was like, by the way, I was like, I was a really big fan girl. Like I remember watching her and Maxwell Benson at the Met Hall, Thumbtacks and Ladder.
Yes.
God,
Yes.
I was like freaking out, being like, with Max, I was like, like, how dare you hurt her? Like, just like really like emotionally invested into her being, her character, her presence, her everything, Rose. Yeah, so it was really amazing and then when I started training, that was it. She's like, she got injured. She got injured and she hasn't been back. And like, I'm glad that she's recovering and
Yes.
was able to join us this Saturday because that was really fun.
That was so good.
watch.
What
Yeah.
a great comeback. And not the only one of the night either, because also
So many comeback.
Legacy,
Legacy came back. We
Yeah.
had Maxwell Benson.
Max
like I said,
Benson. Yeah,
come back. So it was like it was a big night.
absolutely.
And they all performed incredibly
Every one of them.
after injury. Like it's like nothing happened. Like good for them. Good for
Yes,
them. The work that they put into healing and getting back has definitely like paid off.
absolutely. Yeah, they just came back into the ring and owned it. They, yes, every one of them. So there is life after injury,
Yeah.
or there can be at least. So
Right.
let's talk a little bit about that. So
Yeah.
you're training a
Mhm.
couple times a week, once a week,
Twice a week.
and obviously wrestling. And
Uh-huh.
so you are exposing yourself to
Mhm.
the potential for potentially like serious injury.
Yep.
So have you so far had any injuries either due to a match or training?
Yeah, you know what? It's funny because I feel like the matches is the least opportunity to get
Actually true. Yeah, actually true.
really.
Yeah.
It's the training because you
Yeah.
are repeatedly doing the same moves over and over again. You're taking bumps over and over again, and the chemistry between each person is a little different. And some of us are newer, some of us are more experienced. The way like the more experienced students like move they move with you in a different way rather than some of us students. It's like more encouragement to like there's a lot to it, but definitely more opportunity to get hurt at wrestling practice. And yeah, there's been a couple of bumps, couple of like bruises and like ooh pains or like ooh what was that?
Yeah.
Some scary stuff, but at the same time like nothing that has like prevented me from moving on. It's maybe like take a day or two rest and then back in practice the next week. But there's been some times where I'm like, what was that sound?
Right.
Like,
That's the
the
worst.
worst is like the neck
Oh,
that you're just like, oh my god, am I alive? Like,
don't.
because that's a big one. When you hear it inside I want to say inside your brain, inside your body, that's when you're like,
Yeah.
whoa, that was serious.
Yes. And obviously those are some of the most potentially serious injuries you could,
It's
not
not
you're in the ring.
tap, tap, tap.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
for sure. Yeah.
Weirdly suspicious.
That's fair. That's fair. I think I did a knock on one thing earlier today, so no, I'm with you. So let's go back to a little bit more about your like wrestling journey. Now we did chat in the Student Spectacular episode.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, we had a quick little chit chat, but let's chat a little more about. So you watched wrestling, you
Mhm.
kind of moved away from wrestling.
Yeah.
Kind of wasn't quite your taste anymore. And then how did you transition to all of a sudden now? I'm gonna join the wrestling academy.
Right.
How did that happen?
That's a really good question. I wish I could remember the production. Oh, I should have asked. I can't remember what the production was, but my first wrestling show, my friends invited me. It was LGBTQ
Yes.
plus.
Yes. I know the one you're talking about.
event.
Yeah.
It was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with the theatrics, the drama, the different personalities, sizes, heights, weights, everything. It was just like this rainbow
Yes.
of people
Yes.
from all walks of life. And I was like, oh, like really inspired. I was like, oh my God, it's like this seems really fun. I'm like, if they can do it, like I can do it. And then I like just kind of got put on a little bit on the burner because I found out the training academy was in Campbell River.
Campbell River.
That was a
right.
that was a big problem, not a big problem, but a big
A challenge.
a challenge, yeah. So time went by and I got to, there was like a point where a friend of mine and I were like trying new things. So like let's just like try new things. So we went to like a monster truck like rally and like wrestling was on. We're like, let's go to wrestling. And we went and I was like, oh my goodness. So this was a 365 event.
Right.
So it was like a little less like a little less colorful, but like
Right.
it's
But
still
epic.
epic.
Yeah.
Because again, I was like, I need to be in there. And again, approached Becky, and it was like Becky again. Then I spoke to her. I was like, and they're like, oh no, Campbell River, Campbell River. And I was like, one of these days, and just kept on coming back as a fan. And then the announcement came that they were opening up a school here. Never mind. I think I emailed Eddie. Like, I don't even know how many times being like, when are you going to open up a school in Victoria? Never got,
Osborne.
never got back to me.
Yeah.
Actually, never got back to me. But I was like, when? If you come, I will bring people. I will be the first student there and just like, just do this for me, not for anybody else. Right? So, the school opened. I started a month later. There was a transition in my life period at that time where I wasn't, I guess, more mentally there to like be able to participate. But I started and like, I can't get enough. Like I watch it, I dissect it, like I I'm really into like indie wrestling over other types of wrestling. Like I feel like I got an opinion now. Like a bit too opinion at times. Like but just from watching it, like I'm really starting to understand even more so, the psychology around it and trying to understand of like where I fit in and how I'm going to present myself. And again, the psychology around who is Madame Glam and how is she going to present herself, and are you going to be able to see that this is her and you know what I mean, like unique to herself. So it's a work in progress.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. So, I mean, and you mentioned earlier, you know, it's like even 365, like you look at the wrestlers there, there are men, there are women, there are non-binary folks, there's you know, like there's all shapes and sizes,
right?
Like everybody's there,
super non-discriminatory, like
ground for everybody. You know, as long as I've been involved, like I've always really felt that way about it.
Oh, and it still very much so is. It's an open door policy. We're part of the Pride Parade this year.
Oh yes, that's a great thing to mention
because it's coming up, right?
Yes. That is coming up in July. I believe it's July 6th.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's super exciting. And speaking of like upcoming events as well, also we were talking about King of the Island, Queen of the Island coming this fall to a wrestling ring near you.
Yeah.
In the Victoria area.
Probably at the Met Hall.
Who knows? But yeah, it'll be somewhere close by here. But yeah, so that's really exciting because we'll get to see just all the women. So do you think you want to wrestle?
I am there whether I'm in the ring or just helping set up the ring. It's happening. Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah.
That's so cool.
All women wrestling.
I'm definitely going to be there. So keep watching 365prowrestling.com for tickets and when those tickets become available. All right, so we have to take another quick little commercial break. Don't you guys go anywhere. We will be right back with more Caring About Wrestling and Kasha. Pro Wrestling YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Kasha,
Yes, I am.
How's it going so far?
Good.
You having a good time?
Enjoying this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
I really am enjoying this. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. And I'm sure the fans are just loving getting to know you a little better as well, for sure. So, speaking of that,
Uh-huh.
I thought we might transition away slightly from wrestling questions
Okay.
and maybe talk a little bit about who you are as
Okay.
as a human being.
Yeah.
Into that?
Right, because she's there.
She's there. And this is part of it.
She is me. I am her.
Right. Yes. Okay. So
Yeah.
we've talked a lot about wrestling, and obviously I can respect that wrestling is probably like a massive part of your existence at the moment, but you must do things other than
Yeah, I do.
wrestling. I mean, I'm assuming. So do you want
Balance,
to tell us a little
man.
bit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Do you want to tell us a little bit about what your life is like outside of wrestling?
Yeah, I'm a very outdoorsy person. I
Excellent.
like very much so, like outside walking, like forest, beach. I have a dog, so him and I like really outdoors is key.
Love that.
Like very, very much so key for me. I spend as much time outside as possible.
And Victoria is a great place to do that.
They-
I mean,
you
come
can do
on.
it pretty much year round.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
really lucky. I also have taken boxing.
Ooh.
I've taken the past like 2 months off from it, but like boxing is another thing that I enjoy doing.
Love that.
I feel prepared in the world that if anything comes at me, I'll either like arm drag you or like you know
prepared.
1-2 you in the face, like something.
Do you want to be on my apocalypse team?
Girl, I'm so there.
All right.
So can I bring my dog?
Yes. Can your dog box too?
He's the ultimate defender.
Okay, good.
He's the
I'm in.
ultimate defender.
I'm in. You had me in dog.
Just joking. But yeah, what else? What else would you like to do? I like to get crafty.
Any particular type of craft that you're
Like
drawn to?
I'm big on deconstructing clothes and reconstructing and like adding. I'm big on that. I find like stuff in free piles and I'm like, oh, this could work, but if it and like so I'll like cut it up or add something and like take out something.
I love that.
Yeah, I wish I knew how to actually like use the sewing machine because I feel like I can make some like really cool things.
Right.
But at the hand sewing, it's just it's a way of bringing like I've got ADHD, so it's like kind of like bring it down, bring the calm the mind, focus on something. Like I like little things like fidgeting.
Yes.
Or I have to put on my other glasses.
Yes.
My granny glasses now. I've got
Yeah.
those ones because I can't see.
Time marches
That
on.
is a myth.
No,
I
it is
seriously
not. It is
thought
not.
that old folks like make the shit up. But it's true.
True.
Like, yeah. So I put on my special glasses.
I have to use a magnifying glass myself.
I have a special light. Yeah, that's life.
That is life. That is how it goes.
You know.
Yes, 100%. I make miniatures. I buy those little kits, and I put together little miniatures.
Okay.
It's very zen.
Very
It
much so.
can be very frustrating. I've made
Right.
enough of them now that I know some tips and tricks, and I have some tools that they don't actually include in the
Right.
kits or
You've
whatever.
learned along
Yeah,
the
over the way. Like, don't use the glue and the paint in them.
Right.
I don't recommend. Just go and buy your own at Michael's or whatever.
Right.
Right. But yeah, no, I love the idea of making clothing though. So that's always something that has appealed to me, but I failed sewing in school, so I don't really like I feel like I am not very good at that sort of thing. But I have a lot of respect for it, like Drag Race, right? Did you ever watch Drag Race?
Yeah,
You must have.
just
Yeah.
very
Right?
religiously.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
Right?
like epic to be able
See,
to.
I would be one of those queens with a glue gun. Like, I'd be the glue gun queen for sure. Like, I think I could create something really cool. Maybe that's what I should just give myself ideas. Like, why don't I just like bust out a fakes?
Yeah.
Thanks for the inspiration and the idea. I should glue gun more.
Yes.
Blame thing, like, because I can't sew on a machine. Like, no, that's an excuse.
No.
Right. Thank you.
Glue gun or Velcro, or I've also heard
Right.
like snap tape is also.
Staples.
Staples.
Right. There are are ways.
There are ways.
Right?
There are ways
Yeah.
to make it happen. Yeah, no, I think that's fantastic. And what a cool little like way to express yourself creatively as well,
Right?
right?
Because it's super like unique.
Yes.
Like, okay, so it's like a shirt that's, I don't know, from like, it's George, it's like a Walmart shirt. But now I've like taken this, I've shortened this, I've snipped this, da da da. Now like to cut out the tag. Now it's like it's its own original piece.
Beautiful.
Right.
I love that. You don't just have to accept what they're handing you. You can make it into something different that you like more.
Exactly. Right. Less generic, less, and like I guess more upcycling.
Upcycling for sure.
Right.
Which is huge. Like I love thrifting just in general, right? Yeah, I mean, it's a time commitment though.
Yeah.
Like you gotta like, if you want to go to Value Village here, like
2 hours.
just pack a
Yeah,
lunch.
right.
It's like
At least
be
2
there for a while.
hours.
Like, you know,
Right.
that's a commitment for sure. So, well, that's awesome. So, where is your hometown? Like, where are you from originally?
That's a good question. It's kind of, yeah, the shorter version.
I mean, we've got a few minutes. Like,
I'm Toronto. My family lives in my mom. Well, right now it's just my mom actually. Originally Toronto.
okay,
Pretty much grew up there for a big chunk of my life. And then left in my, I'd say mid-20s.
okay,
Did a lot of traveling.
yes,
Ended up on the West Coast.
love it.
Haven't left. Feel no reason to leave.
Yeah,
Why?
why would we?
No,
Like,
no, I won't. I'm here.
yes, yes, that's how I felt when I got here. I'm like, oh, these are my people.
Mm-hmm.
These are my people.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
really
it just
special
felt
here.
really good. Yeah,
Really special
absolutely.
here.
Absolutely. And so, you know, so you are here. You mentioned you kind of moved around or did some traveling or whatever.
Mhm.
But like, if right in this moment, money's not an object, you don't have to worry about work or whatever. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
India.
India.
I'd go back to India.
Back to India. Okay, so
Yeah.
you've been there already. Excellent.
Yeah.
So tell me about that a little bit.
Um, like as cliche as it sounds, it was like life altering.
Hmm?
It was very much so life altering. Yeah, changed me as a human. I spent 6 months there. The only reason why I left is 'cause my visa expired. They wouldn't let me back in for another 3 months. It's um, in in a place with billions of people where you think you cannot find any serenity and be on your own. There are pockets where it's just you. And like those are really special moments. In the mayhem, it's literally all your senses, I'm gonna say including your third eye,
Yeah.
ignited at once, which that in itself is a feeling. Like
Yes.
it can be really overwhelming, but yet humbling.
Hmm.
Just a place that I visited and I would love to go back. I'd love to go back. That's one of my like only countries that I would go back to that I've been to,
I
surprisingly enough.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I have never traveled off the continent.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, especially the older I get, you know, I think a lot of people go through this thing where they're like, okay, I'm like X number of years old now, and like, I've accumulated a lot of material things in my
Right.
time on Earth. But now I want to accumulate experiences.
Right. You know what's funny is because I was the opposite, I guess, like in my 20s. Like I was like, I didn't have things because I kept on I was like out of a backpack. So I'd accumulate and then I'd have to let go. I'd accumulate and then have to let go.
Interesting.
I'd build myself a home and then 10 months, a year later, boom, I had to like leave again. So that actually, after I think it was like almost 10 years of doing that, about 10 years of doing that, of like traveling in this, packing up and unpacking, packing and unpacking, that I wanted to start accumulating things.
Oh,
That I wanted to
interesting.
nest. I wanted a home.
Oh, okay.
Like I didn't want, like I had the experiences, but now I wanted a different experience where I could like build a home base. Friends, I always made friends, but again, they were fleeting because a lot of it was internationals and
Right.
so I have connections internationally, beautiful people that I met from all over the world. But I wanted I wanted to nest.
Yes.
So that we're kind of like in the
Opposite.
opposites, right?
So cool though, right?
Yeah.
That like both parts of both extremes in our lives are
Right.
being addressed, you know, at some point in some way.
And now I've accumulated too much.
Oh,
And I think because I was so like I had nice things and I had to give them away. Now I'm like,
you want to hold on to
I'm
everything.
like, now I got all the nice things. And like, what do you mean? Like, I have no space for this. Like, I have to give this away. Like,
Right.
yeah, it's an interesting mentality how like that experience shaped me really, I think, to who I am now.
100%. Well, and for everybody, really, that's, you know, we're kind of just like an accumulation of all of our kind
Stuff.
of life and experiences and all of that. Absolutely. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about, you know, in order to be a wrestler, or like, let's just say, in order to be a human, you have to be like mentally resilient and like strong, right? To kind of navigate your way through life in a lot of ways. And I just wanted to ask you about like your own journey with that in terms of like, um, you know, how you keep yourself mentally resilient and disciplined so that you can continue to train all the time, and
Right.
even on the days when you don't, you know what I mean?
Right. Mental counseling.
I mean, it's a
Um,
thing. It's it. Yeah.
like I was a year ago and years ago and prior to that, I was in a very different place mentally, emotionally, like physically, everything was very different. 'Cause I was in a relationship that like unfortunately I allowed myself to lose myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been on a path of self-discovery, and it's still a journey. It hasn't been like, I guess, even a full year. So still discovering, rediscovering of who she was, like, 8 years ago, and now who she is 8 years later in this place, state, age, everything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Environment. So it's like that. It's a lot of self-discovery and a continued path of self-discovery. Motivation comes from the passion from it, from the motivation, encouragement from my team, like the people that I train with. Like, I show up for not only myself but for them because we're all in this together.
Yes.
Yeah, pushing myself to keep learning and growing. Never, ever, ever, ever would I ever thought that I'd be doing this at this point in my life. And I'm gonna say at my age. Like I never, if someone had asked me like what you would be doing like in your 20s, like I would never be like, I'm gonna be wrestling.
Right? Right? Like,
And like actually.
yeah. And that's actually another interesting thing about 365 that we talked about, like all types of people.
Right?
But there's also like very young folks, and there's also folks that are
There's people like, I could be your mother. I literally just I'm like, I could be your mom right now.
But isn't that fantastic?
It's beautiful because like there is no
barrier to entry,
none
other than just what you're willing to put in.
I mean, like when we're there, like there is no like, oh, Cassius is our youngest guy. He's like 16, turning 17. There's no like, you know what I mean? Like he's in the ring with all the rest of us, and I'm, it's just this beautiful rainbow of people. I keep calling it a rainbow because they're all different colors, different everything, like brightening up the space when we're all together.
100%. And we really felt that on Saturday when I was
Good.
there. I was like, yes, I really feel that.
It was an incredible.
It was a magical night. It really was.
The vibes, the energy, the crowd, the fans.
So good.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So good.
Really
so
special.
Believe it or not, we're actually getting to the end of the interview, which is heartbreaking for me because I feel like we could just keep talking for another hour.
Let's go for coffee sometime.
We should. We should. Let's talk.
We got it.
Yeah, we will. We will. There's friendship happening here.
Right?
Right in front of your eyes. Right in front of your eyes. We're making friends. Love it. Okay, so are you ready for the lightning round?
Mm-hmm.
So exciting. Okay, so just top of your head, first answer that you can think of. Okay. Introvert or extrovert?
Introverted, extrovert.
Love it. Optimist or pessimist?
Optimist.
Favorite board game?
Ooh, Pictionary.
Love that. Love that. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Favorite snack food?
Salty. Cheese, meats, crackers, like
Little charcuterie
yeah,
situation.
one.
Love it. Love it. Favorite smell?
My dog's paws.
Do they smell like Doritos? I know that.
It's so comforting.
Little Dorito paw dog.
So comforting.
Love that.
Gross, but I love it.
Favorite color?
Ooh, green.
Love it. Favorite animal beside your dog?
Yeah. I would say a wolf. No, it's too much like a dog. An owl.
An owl.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Beautiful.
So beautiful.
Right?
Apples or bananas?
Apples.
Cilantro, yes or no? Yes. Love it. Okay. Texting or talking?
Talking.
Me too. Me too.
No, texting.
Favorite day of the week?
Sundays.
Yes.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day. Yes, absolutely. Invisibility or super strength?
Super strength.
Yes. Yes. Favorite kind of soup?
Anything that my mom makes.
I love that.
It's really good soups. I miss the soups.
Ask permission or beg forgiveness?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I know. It's very situational, I find.
I feel so too.
Yes. That's an answer. in and of
Right?
itself. Absolutely. Favorite holiday?
An ethical question.
Right? I know. It's very revealing.
Favorite holiday?
Yeah.
Halloween?
Yes.
Yeah.
The best holiday.
Only holiday.
No question. First celebrity crush?
Ooh, JTT, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Little home improvement. Love it. Love it. Cake or pie?
Cake.
Cake. All right. And favorite number?
9.
Love 9. 9's a great number. My birthday is September 9th, 9.
Just saying. I don't remember that one now.
Okay. I didn't tell you that, so you
Yeah.
but maybe I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Like the seats.
that brings us to the end of our episode. We're definitely going to have you back. I had such a fun time.
Thank you.
And I'm sure everybody in the viewing audience really enjoyed it as well. So thanks again for joining us. And we will see you guys next time for another episode of Caring About Wrestling.
Ciao.